Welcome to Love Speak Revolution, and honored to do Lights in the Dark for you. Seems like everything is broken, going crazy. Feels like everyone is gone and lost their way. Too much distraction and confusion. Should we believe it? As the time pulls us away. Oh, and I won't let go of hope. I won't turn my back on you. I won't give up on love. No matter what I do, I'll keep my eyes towards the sky, and you'll see upon my heart. And be a comfort to this world, and a light in the dark. A light in the dark. He said, she said, why so complicated? Consume ourselves while the hurting slip right through the cracks. Too much distraction and confusion while real needs are noticed. They forgotten, but we must bring it back. Whoa, and we can't let go. We can't turn backs on us. We can't give up on love, no matter the circumstance. And we'll keep our eyes on the sky, and you'll see upon our hearts, and be comforts to this world, and lights in the dark, lights in the dark. Oh, 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 lights in the dark. I'm gonna welcome Tiona Cage to the camera. We swap sides.
Hey everybody!
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes. Our topic for today is distraction.
No, that's right. I feel like it has been one of those days that has just been full
Of
distraction.
yes. So distractions. So if you haven't seen Lights in the Dark, please go check it out on my YouTube channel or on the website. We'll direct you to it, sharifiman.com. Check it out. Put a lot of work into it. We put a lot of work into it. And it gotten some just great reviews and great responses. So there's a point in the video where I am singing to people in there's a mirror, and I'm seeing different scenarios in the mirror and that I want to help, but there is a distraction that comes from the side and that is really trying to distract me, and that's really challenging for me. It was challenging for me to make that role because I was being completely raw and honest with the distractions and one of the things that I deal with. And it's just really challenging to be vulnerable, but I really felt that God was pressing it upon my heart to be vulnerable to you all in my walk, in my recovery, and how He's involved with that. And that I'm not this perfect guy. I'm broken and messy, and I am redeemed, but I struggle and I fight every day for truth. And and God in my life. So there's a part where a temptress walks out and she's really distracting me, trying to pull me into her lust, trying to pull me in, trying to take me away, trying to bring me into myself. And there's a point where I break away and then I go and help the people. So we were discussing about, hey, let's have the topic be about distractions. So what distractions, and it doesn't have to be anything like heavy, but I just know that usually in our lives, I've learned through my recovery that people usually have at least 1 to 3 things in their lives that just distract them and tear them down. It's not like multiple things. It's like a couple of major things. And I have about 3. In battling with those, what I battle with, it attacks the root system of my identity and who I am in Christ, and who I am as a man, who I am as a man of color in this world, and as a human being. It attacks my identity, and that's what it's there for. The distraction is caused to distract you from your mark, distract you from your purpose of what we were called to do. So what is that for you? We wanted to talk about that. What's that for you, Tiona?
What's that for me? So for me, I think I was thinking through this and I was like, what distracts me from my purpose and my calling? And I think it has been for me kind of like a skewed sense of like my identity. I don't know that it's been like a specific like temptation or something. Like, I don't know. I felt like I was supposed to come up with something dramatic.
No.
And I couldn't.
Yeah.
But,
no, not at all.
But I think for me, it's more so like this idea that like what role I'm supposed to play, and then that tension between like, but this is the role I'm supposed to play in society, and like, but this is what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
So for example, like for me, I feel like I feel bad when I'm not like. I don't know if this is a woman thing, if there are other women on here. I don't know if your mom's still on here. But this idea of like, your role is to just serve everybody all the time. Like, I don't know if any women on here can relate to that. But I feel like that is like the thing that I have to get, that is in the back of my head. Like, I exist only to like serve other people, which sounds dramatic. I don't know if you can relate to that. But that is often my distraction, where I am seeing other people's needs and I'm so focused on like meeting their needs that I don't take time to like be like, no, but who am I? That's okay to like serve other people. I mean, the whole video was about being a light in the dark, right? I'm not saying don't serve people. I'm just saying like, I think anything can become like what we call like an idol, or like something that you elevate above like what you really are created or like purpose to be. So in a weird way, like for me, it's been other people, and they don't even know it. It's just like sometimes me pouring so much into them that I don't have anything left for me. Like I don't have anything left to really pursue the dreams that I know are in my heart, and they're there for a reason. Yeah. For a purpose, and I just get distracted. I find myself like immersed and stuck in other people to the degree that I don't go after. So it almost becomes like a coping mechanism. Yeah. Like, oh no, I can't pursue that because I'm busy doing this. And it's like, did nobody tell you to do that? Like nobody told you to do that. And so, but I have created this vision of what I think I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. I don't know if anyone can relate to that.
That's a huge thing. That's not like a very little thing. It's a very huge thing, and it tears you down. It tears your identity down. It takes your energy. It makes you sad. It overwhelms you. So that's a huge thing, because that's exactly what distractions are supposed to do. They distract you from who you are, the beauty of who you are, the definition of who you are, and it distracts you from your purpose here and what you're supposed to do. So yeah, you might not think it's a big thing, but it is a big thing, and you matter, and it matters. And just because it's not some dramatic story that somebody else has of a terrible life, it doesn't matter whether it's dramatic or not. It's dramatic to you, and that's what matters. And I think that's what we need to come together and realize. So distractions in life. We live in a society that's very distracted, very, very distracted. We live in a religious society that's very, very distracted. We are a very distracted people as human beings. We are distracted. And that distraction, in my humble opinion, comes from the enemy. Just to constantly be busy, constantly be distracted from your spouse, your kids, yourself, your purpose, your calling. There's just so many different ways that just entangles into this abyss web of just spiritual or personal death. So that is a wonderful tool. Do not go it alone. We're not supposed to go it alone. So make sure that you're surrounded by positive people. Now, you can be surrounded by unhealthy, toxic people. I come from that as well. No more, though. I had just, you can be surrounded by people, but are they the right people in your life? Are they going the same? Are they healthy, going the same directions? Do they pour into your life? Do they uplift you? Do they stand in the trenches with you when it's dirty and messy? Those are the kind of people that you want in your life. What do you?
I'm still working on it.
That's good. That's good.
So I have spaces where I can just the full focus is on me, and so I can't get away from me, and focus on other people. For me, that's actually healing. For some people, that would just be narcissistic. But for me,
wow,
for me,
she just came with it.
It would be. I mean, you have to know yourself. I think there are some of us who need to shift focus off of ourselves, and there are some of us who need to shift focus on, and then there's most of us are in between, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to judge anyone.
Having community is not just being around a bunch of healthy people that you like. It's you're able to talk about the hard things, the embarrassing things, the secretive things, because those are where the real issues are. That's where the real distraction hides out, in the shame and in the hiding of you feeling like you can't shed light on it and talk about it. And I only say this because I was king of it. Those of you that know me know that I was an isolating king. A lot of people don't understand why I isolated, but I've been having some really cool conversations with some close people, and now my isolation makes sense to them. It has to do a lot with safety and trust, and people are just messy and broken, and they're just causing more havoc and abuse in my life, and people don't even know it. And seeing me as something that I'm not, I'm just about my music, and so there was a lot of reasons why I hid away, but not anymore. So, it's being able, for me, even with Tiona, I think one of the things that we established in our friendship and our business relationship is that we would always communicate with each other. And I feel, she might feel differently, but I feel like we have this great mode of communication where we can be real with each other. Whether it's, hey, this is awesome, or whether it's, hey, this really hurt me, and I'm overwhelmed or something. We just have this amazing mode where we can communicate with each other and respect each other, and after our conversations, it's edifying and uplifting. And I have many people like that in my life, and those are the types of people that you need, that will encourage you, challenge you, but also care, and that you can talk about those shameful things, and you can talk about the secretive things and the broken things in a safe place and in a healing place. That's very important as well towards the road back from distraction.
I think right now during this season, I mean 2 seasons. One being the holiday season, and then also being the pandemic season. I mean, there are, because so many things are just different. Well, one, it's a hard time of year, right? Because I think for a lot of people, you remember things and people that you've lost, or maybe you have this idea of how the holiday season is supposed to be, and you are not in that ideal. I think there's a lot of depressed, seriously depressed, anxious, lonely people during the holiday season. So that, on top of all that has come this year with the pandemic, and if you're somewhere where things are shut down to a certain degree, or just all these increasing barriers to like relationship, that it's so easy like to try to fix that with distractions. Like, there's so many things, because like, who wants to feel that? Like, who wants to feel that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. So I think it's so easy sometimes to like try to fill the voids with whatever's accessible. And it may not be anything horrible. It can be stuff like social media. But we're glad you're here. Don't go away.
Yes.
Or it can be things, like television, video games. I don't know, like all, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Women, whatever, all these things that kind of get, even food, to a certain degree.
There's
exercise,
so many
stuff that's not necessarily bad in and of itself, but when taken to the extreme, it is. And so I think like that's what I've seen, that I've been reading a lot about that, where people are like trying to get away from the silence or the isolation that they're feeling right now during the season of the pandemic. And then on top of that, like what you would normally potentially be doing at the holidays that a lot of people aren't able to do right now.
Yeah.
And my concern is that I hope it's not going to take people away from like making those decisions sounds small, but then there's like all these ripple effects from it. What if you don't know what you're being distracted from? Like,
it's a great question.
No,
it's great.
I don't know the answer, but I think sometimes, at least for me, what's been overwhelming or like paralyzing is like I feel like I'm not on whatever path I'm supposed to be on, but I couldn't tell you what the path is. I just know it doesn't feel right in my gut,
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel right. And then it's like, what? So because I don't know where I should be headed, I just know where I am. Like, then I don't know. I couldn't tell you, like, what am I supposed to do to get wherever it is I'm supposed to be going?
Yeah. So. For me, I had that question, right? And I will tell you, for me, humbly, in my humble opinion, I'm just telling you the journey that I have. I got a therapist. He's just always had the ability to read my mail and know how to track and walk with me and be so sensitive in the spirit and be able to hear God and listen. And he's just been so amazing in my life. The awkward pause.
We're wrapping up our discussion for today.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is just to encourage you, if you're watching, to make space at some point and think about, like, each of you, we don't necessarily know you, but we know that you have a purpose, and we know that you have something to offer, and you matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know too many of my friends who are just kind of wandering through life aimlessly, doing stuff that's meaningful, but not necessarily like that's in line with like not the fullness of who they could be.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to live that. We don't want to live like distracted. To the degree that we can, I think it's like we want to go after, like, why we're alive, like why we're here. And I think everybody benefits from that. That's how you become a light in the dark. So, yeah. So thank you for watching tonight.
Yes.
This episode of Love Speak Revolution. Love wins.
And we are growing. Every show we do, we're growing on what it looks like. But it is so fun to sit here and to be able to have real talk and Love Speak Revolution. And just, this all started because we used to sit and have these kinds of conversations with each other. Mm-hmm. And then one day Tiona was like, man, we should just do it live. And I was like, absolutely, let's do it. And it's fun. I really enjoy doing this, especially with her, because it's like we have, we're on the same wavelength, but we're different, and it just all works well. So it's great.
We promise you, we are going to continue the conversation. We're going to continue to grow.
Love Speak Revolution.
And we want you to grow with us. So continue to keep part of the chat and share with friends and let other people know this is going on.
You can rewatch this and post it and share it. Please support it. So see you later. Thank you for joining Love Speak Revolution. I am Sharif Iman, and this is
Tiona.
See you guys. Love you.
Bye.